It's Monday morning and today we have got teaching. It is one of 7 of the last teaching days that we have in third year. We do have a teaching block at the end that I'm not counting because I feel like everything will be done by then, and it's lots of teaching around HCPC and stuff like that. So this teaching this morning is online and this afternoon is online actually, which means that there is no commute for me, which is amazing. This morning is on, the title is Leadership in Crisis. So that'll be really interesting, hopefully a bit about the NHS probably. And this afternoon is Inequalities in Mental and Physical Healthcare. So I will keep you updated throughout the day with a little bit about what third year teaching involves. One of the things I need to do this morning before teaching starts, I've got about 20 minutes, is just make a tiny little few tweaks to my thesis and send it over to one of my supervisors to give me the final, yes, you can do this, here is my signature, you can submit it. It's been a long slog. And I really can't wait to get it done. I will be doing a video all about thesis, so pop down in the comments if you really want one, to tell you all a little bit about it. But yes, I'm hoping that I can submit my thesis this week. It is due on Friday, so hopefully I can get it submitted ASAP. Fingers crossed. So our teaching this morning is, we've had a little introduction and we are going to be watching different videos, which I think are interviews all about leadership in the NHS, particularly in times of crisis. So referring to COVID and also referring to other massive events like George Floyd. So we've got a couple of hours just to watch some videos, and then we come back together in little groups and reflect, and then feed back to the main group. So let's watch some videos. So I've just finished watching the 3 videos and they were conversations with different leaders within the NHS, really thinking about COVID and the impact that had on leadership particularly. And we had some questions to reflect on. So thinking about how leadership in crisis might be different to other types of times of leadership, reflections on our experiences of being led, and if any of this has sort of changed our views on leadership, and if there's anything we'd like to bring into our leadership practice. So I've got about 40 minutes before we need to log back in, and we get a 20-minute break in that time. So I'm going to spend 20 minutes or so reflecting, and then I might go and sit in the garden for a little bit because it is really sunny today. I mean, this is glorious, isn't it? I'm taking my 20-minute break to sit out in the sun because it is going to rain tomorrow, and who knows when the sun will be back. So I'm going to take all the advantage that I can of sitting out in the garden in the sun. And I think maybe the sun is making me feel really motivated today, because I wouldn't normally spend my break reading a psychology book, but I started this boy at the start of training, actually probably just before training actually, and I have not finished it yet. So I'd quite like to finish it, hopefully before I finish training, because then, currently this book has taken nearly 3 years to read, so I'd quite like to actually get through it. And that's no slight on the book. I'll do a review on the book, but it's just that things have been busy, so I'd really like to get it finished. It's lunchtime, and it's really sunny outside, so we're going to go and sit outside, but I'm making myself some lunch at the moment. We're going to have cheese on toast because why not? And yeah, I'm going to go and sit out in the sun. I remember when I started the course that when we used to have, because we had online teaching quite a lot, I'd feel like I needed to do stuff in the lunch break, like really work hard and do stuff, and which, earlier on in training you do. But now we are at the end of training. I'm going to take the lunch and I'm going to sit and I'm going to eat cheese on toast in the garden, especially if this is glorious. And I bought this sun lounger last year on like the last sunny day and didn't get to use it. And I've used it every single sunny day since because of that. But yeah, I mean, I think partly, we're handing thesis in this week, so there is if you've already done it, then there's slightly less to do. But also, I do have time in the week to do it. So I'm going to take my lunch and I'm going to sit in the sun because I think I'll be far more productive this afternoon if that's what I do. So that's what I'm going to do. So yeah, training can be like this sometimes. So I've just logged on for our afternoon teaching. And it's all about health inequalities in physical and mental health settings. And they're running it a little bit like a problem-based learning session, PBL, which often happens on courses. So we have a topic to be thinking about and some questions to answer and a presentation, kind of relaxed presentation, to present at the end. So we've all just got half an hour now to kind of split off and read different things. They've given us some resources, but we may also find other things that are useful. So again, I'm going to go and sit in the garden and do that reading because I can. And I just think it's really helping my well-being, and I actually quite enjoy sitting in the sun and reading and doing work. I actually find it quite useful, and I do tend to focus actually. So I'm going to go and do that. So we've just finished teaching, and I've just got changed because my husband and I are going to go out for a little walk in the sun, and maybe get a little ice cream, because why not? And we just, again, I feel like this whole day is about not wasting the sun. So we're going to go out. So we're just walking back home after going through town. There is an ice cream place in town that does Mr. Whippy, but it was closed. Do you want to say hello? Good morning. It is Tuesday morning, and we are going over to placement for an away day, which is where we get out of the office. It's the whole psychology department, and there's an agenda of things that we talk about. And there's a little bit of sort of CPD and kind of trainee stuff as well. And that is from about 9 till I think about 4-ish or so. So let's go off. And unfortunately, I did not vlog anything else during the day. So you are going to be able to see us on our lunchtime walk, where we did see a rather beautiful donkey. So we've just finished our away day. And it was really, really good. It's basically where the department kind of get out of the office and talk about lots of different things that are important. So we've just had a bit of change in the service. So we're just talking about different ways that we can implement some of that change. And yeah, I find it really useful. At the moment, there's 4 trainees in our service. From 3 different courses, so it's really nice to get a bit of time kind of mingling and talking about the differences on all the courses and differences with thesis and all of that stuff. And we've got across all the years of training, actually there's 2 third years, a second year and a first year, so it's really nice to get that, yeah, I don't know, I guess that peer supervision, kind of peer support with other trainees. But yeah, it's Tuesday evening, and I have heard back that hopefully I should be able to submit my thesis this week. So might do a tiny little bit on that tonight. But otherwise I think I'm going to rest, ready for another placement day tomorrow. Good morning, it's Wednesday. There's the cat. It is a placement day today, and I've got 2 therapy clients and a psychology network meeting for paediatric diabetes. And it's a placement day from home, as you can tell. So we're just going to get all the animals sorted, get myself some breakfast, and we'll get down to some work. I'm sitting down to work with a cup of tea, and I am going to write some very loose session plans for my client sessions today. Both of the sessions are sort of in the middle of therapy, I would say. Yeah, I just find it quite helpful to have a bit of a loose session plan for what we want to talk about, and obviously leaving space for the clients to add anything they would like to talk about as well. But these session plans are usually based on our formulation and what we've also agreed. So yeah, hopefully that'll be okay. It is 12 and my 12 o'clock is a DNA. And because I'm working from home and I don't have a work phone, it's really hard, you can't call them. So I'll check in with them tomorrow. Did have one person earlier and we've set some really clear goals. And I think that could be a really nice piece of work. So DNA time. So I'm going to do my admin that I need to do for my DNA. And I'm also going to do a little bit of formulation-y stuff. So I can, sit down and add to the formulation for the first person that I saw today. It is just after lunch on Wednesday and I'm about to join a psychology network meeting for paediatric diabetes, which is where all of the psychologists in the local network meet up and chat about best practice and other things that are agreed on the agenda. It's really helpful to attend these meetings as trainees because you get to really see what psychologists do that isn't just therapy, that isn't just assessment, that isn't just kind of reflective practice. I say just, they're very important things, but they do the other things, and liaising, particularly in healthcare, liaising with other psychologists that are working in different teams is a big part of that. So it's really helpful to be able to see that on training. Finished my final meeting for the day. And as a network, we discussed a self-audit tool that I've been working on, which is part of the new national standards for paediatric diabetes. And we're just looking at different ways that we can show that we are or are not meeting those standards. And so hopefully we'll be doing a little bit of work around that in our network and presenting it at our diabetes conference in September. Although I think it coincides with the last day of the decline, so I don't think I'll be able to go to the conference, but I'm sure someone else in the team will be able to go. Anyway, so I'm just going to finish off doing a little bit of admin stuff today and make sure I finish on time because I've definitely got a really busy day tomorrow, although I am going to take some toil in the afternoon tomorrow. So we'll just carry on and do a little bit more work. Guys, I've got something quite exciting. I bought a folder and inside the folder is my thesis. Oh, I have actually submitted this just to make sure there is something submitted, but I'm going to do a final read through, printed version, and I'm going to do a final little read through, just check there's no typos, and make sure that it is exactly how I want it to be. The formatting is correct, the tables are correct. I just want to do a final check before I actually submit it. So this is going to take, I'm going to do a little bit tonight while dinner's cooking. And then I'll finish off tomorrow because I'm taking toil from placement, taking a couple of hours back. So when I get back, I can then do a bit of that, ready to submit it on Friday. Can't believe it. I actually can't believe it. I feel really proud of having this massive piece of work that's just like my baby that I've spent forever trying to read and trying to do. And it's finally there. It just feels, I don't know, it just feels really surreal. It's like strange that you spend so long working towards something and then suddenly it's there. I don't know. And I just kind of feel like the next few months are going to go so quickly. In 4 months' time, we finish the course. Oh my God, 4 months, which is just no time at all. I found something that I need to change. I've just read my first research project, which is the systematic review, and we do have a number of things that we need to do. I don't know if you can see, but there's quite a few little post-it notes there. They're only tiny little things. They're only little word changes and like an extra space and little tiny things like that. So I'm really glad that I did this because at some point, it's not that I'm going to fail my thesis over it. It's not that I won't pass my Viva. But and this stuff's going to have to be done eventually because we want it to be right. So I'm just saving myself a job of doing it post-Viva in the corrections. So all the other corrections I'll have, I'm sure, but I won't have these ones. So yes, anything that I'm picking up now, hopefully I will be able to change before Viva. But anyway, tonight I'm going to call it a night and I've got some time tomorrow and on Friday to go through the other two and make any changes. But it is gone 7 and I don't usually do lots of evening stuff. I really try not to. So, and I actually do have time this week to do it. So I'm going to stop and carry on cooking dinner, which we are having a roast. Good morning. It is Thursday morning and we have a really busy placement day today. So I'll tell you about it as we make the bunnies veg. So today on placement, we have got to, we've got a triage follow-up this morning, which is where we go onto the wards. And this person was referred a month ago, but psychology wasn't appropriate, and I saw him. And now I'm going to go and see him again because he's been re-referred. I think things have probably changed in his prognosis and type stuff. So I have to do that, and then I've got my first supervision with our new assistant psychologist in paediatric diabetes, so that'll be really nice. Bit of contracting and kind of agreeing what we want to happen in supervision. Then what have I got? Then I've got to catch up with my supervisor. And then what have we got? Just trying to think. Then we've got an initial assessment with somebody with diabetes, a young person with diabetes, and their mum, probably. And then we've got hopefully a bit of time for lunch. And then we've got another therapy appointment with somebody that I've been working with for a little while. So it's going to be literally back to back. But also I am taking some time off in lieu this afternoon because I'm taking some time off in lieu because diabetes clinic on a Tuesday often overruns and I haven't taken any time back yet. And my thesis is due tomorrow, and as you saw yesterday, I really need to make sure that I get all the typos out and all of the little mistakes out as quickly as I can. So yes, I'm going to take a couple of hours back this afternoon. It's 8:20 and we've just parked up. So let's walk to the office. So I'm just in the office and I am preparing for my busy day. I've written up my notes from yesterday because I was working from home, so we obviously don't take patient notes home, so I've just written up my notes. And I'm just going to do a little bit of prep work before I go and see this person up on the ward. Off to the ward. It is 2:45 and I finished my patient work. I'm just writing up my notes so I can leave and take my tour this afternoon to work on my thesis. So we got to write some notes. So I'm back in the car. I finished my placement day, which means end of placement week. I had to go via phlebotomy though, just to get a quick blood test because occupational health want to check that I've got my Hep B immunity before I start my qualified job in October. So I just had to go and have a blood test. And you may have noticed that I hadn't eaten anything all day or hadn't vlogged my lunch. I just picked up a sandwich. I don't normally pack my day like this and not have a lunch, usually, but because I wanted to get out, I decided that I better just cram everything in. So now time to drive home and to work on some thesis, which means hopefully we can submit it tomorrow. Fingers crossed. We're home, we're back in our favourite spot, and we are looking at the thesis. Gone through it. We've done it. Well, we've still got to actually do it on the computer, but there is quite a lot of things that I need to change. But they're just little things, they're just little spacing and formatting things and little things like that. I don't know if you can see, here we go. Quite a few little bits that we need to change, but that's okay. I've got time, I've got all day tomorrow to make sure that they are done and then submit. So we are getting there. Good morning. It's Friday. It's thesis hand-in day. Ooh, so we are, oh God. Yes, we do have to finish the thesis today and get it in. We are Going to go for a little walk this morning into town. We are going to possibly go to a coffee shop and do a little bit of work on it and then come home. But it is really lovely weather today, so actually we may just come home and do it in the garden. So yes, that is what's going on today. Time to do the animals, and then I'm going to walk into town. I'm actually feeling really nervous. I wasn't really expecting to. It suddenly feels like a really massive thing, and yeah, I sort of don't know what to do with myself almost afterwards. But equally, then we've got sort of 6 weeks to prepare for Viva, which I know I'm going to need to do quite a lot of work on. So yeah, we're getting there. Anyway, come join me on a walk. It looked like it was going to rain, so I came home. This is it. This is the final piece of work I will do on this thesis before it is handed in. Obviously, I'll have corrections after either, I expect. But yeah, this is the last little bit of time doing it. I actually really can't wait. I don't know what I'm going to do afterwards. I don't know, it feels a bit strange to like do some housework, but that's probably going to be what's going to happen. Anyway, let's get on with it. Also, I spent £7.50 on some file dividers, but they're plastic, which means they can be reused very easily. And they've got little stickers on them. I didn't realise when I bought them that they had little stickers to go on them, but I'm thrilled about that. So I'm just going to enjoy labelling them up for now. So I've had some fun with file dividers. Now it's time to actually do some work. I'll show you what I'm going to do. I've gone through each piece and I've made little tabs for anything that needs changing on that page. So we're just going to go through that one and make sure that they are done on the digital copy. And then I'm keeping a bit of a track of anything that I need to change, like word counts, if I'm changing words around, and other little general bits that I want to check before I actually submit the final thing. This is the folder version, so this is the one that I will be prepping for Viva, so you'll probably see this quite a lot on my Instagram in the next month or so. So that's up there. Okay, we need to find the right place to submit. Oh, integrated thesis. Oh my God. Okay, let's do this. I feel really weird, really nervous. Maybe I'd feel differently if I had to like go and hand it in somewhere. Okay, declaration of authorship. Let me double check that declaration of authorship is actually the right one and everyone signed it. Actually, it isn't. I need to update the word count on it. So the word count is 18,303. Just need to save that one. Okay, everyone signed it. I've signed it. Let's put the right date on that. Okay, that's the declaration of authorship on. Let's attach it to where we need to put it. Okay. I'm scared. I think we're going to submit. I don't want to, I'm scared. I've gone through everything. There's nothing more I can do. Plus, I will have corrections to do. So this is absolutely not the final version. It's just the version for Viva. Okay, I'm going to submit it. Are we actually ready? Oh my God. Oh, that means it's submitted. Ah! Guys, I just submitted my thesis. Oh my God. Oh, it feels like, actually, I was going to say it feels like a few months, but actually it does feel like quite a long time since I was an assistant and I was going, oh, I really hope I get in. Blah, 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 blah. And here we go. The thesis is in. I actually just don't know. I don't know what to do with myself. I don't know what to do. I'm being really silly. I was going to sit out in the garden because it was lovely, but it's not. So I don't know what I'm going to do now. Might go for a little celebratory walk with a celebratory little drink. But yeah, that is the thesis submitted. And I'm actually going to end the video there because you're not going to be interested in all the faff that I'll be doing this afternoon. Probably a lot of housework, to be honest. But that was my week in the life of a third year trainee clinical psychologist who has just submitted her thesis. Oh my God, can't believe it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope this has been a helpful glimpse into what third year on training looks like on my particular course. Please do let me know what you think in the comments and any ideas for any other content you want to see. Thanks so much, everybody, for watching. Bye-bye.